So I was asked to check out some gear from Warm Audio, a somewhat new mic company that's been around for the last 8 years. So, they're not brand new, but somewhat new. Now I'm familiar with Warm Audio because they've been getting a lot of positive press. And they're practically right down the street from me outside of Austin in Cedar Park, Texas. I firmly believe in helping out local businesses, and you gotta give props when your brethren are doing great things. So they sent me 8 mics to test. I set them up, plugged in, and began playing. Hello everybody, my name is Brian Christopher Mendes, and welcome to Mendiesel 101, my new web series that deals with gear, lessons, humor, and tips and advice on anything I've learned in my last 22 years as being a professional drummer. Today I'm reviewing Warm Audio mics. Warm Audio is a relatively new company. They've been around for the past 8 years and have been recognized as a pro audio equipment manufacturer with preamplifiers, compressors, equalizers, and, of course, microphones that are designed, developed, and tested in-house here in Cedar Park, Texas. Warm Audio strives to provide evolutionary solutions to legendary products of the past. Now, I'm going to be honest. I've been playing drums for a while now, and I know a lot about the gear I play in drums in general. I've played many sessions recording singles, EPs, demos, and albums. But it's always me showing up, letting the engineers set up their mics and get sounds, and getting the tracks done either the way the producer wants or the artist wants. And when I'm done, I leave. Now, I will say I do pay attention to how the tracks sound when I'm in the control room, and I'm somewhat familiar with all the popular brands and mics. In this review, I'm going to talk about how they sound to me. I will not be getting technical with these mics because I don't want to say anything inaccurate or sound stupid. Oh my goodness. I do that on a daily basis off camera. Pulling these out of the box, I immediately noticed that Warm Audio is producing some serious gear. The build quality of these mics felt like they didn't cut any corners. I remember my first set of mics that I bought felt like I bought them from Walmart. Light and vulnerable. These mics feel the complete opposite. The first two unboxed were the WA-14 mics. These were recommended to me to put on the toms. They sent 2, so I stripped down my Dixon Artisan kit to just the 12 and the 16. These particular mics come with your standard mic clip or shock mounts that have extra bands with them just in case the other ones snap over time. I went with the suspension mounts for no other reason that they just look cool. Hey, can you blame me? Right? Right. You're such a tool, jeez. These mics can be set up directional, omnidirectional, or figure 8. On a side note, I noticed all the mics that they sent me, with the exception of the WA-84s, had this option. Which when you think about it means you have a lot more options with these mics than just having them labeled to do such and such, right? And when I read the description for each mic, I noticed that they all had one thing in common. They had multiple applications listed. I find it to be very useful, especially on a budget. As a drummer, I'm always thinking about drum mics, and then realizing I would like to have a few other good mics to do other things, like vocals or guitar, or insert whatever application you need it for. With these mics, you can do that, and that is a win-win in my book. Next, I pulled out the WA-47 Junior. This was recommended that I put it in front of the kick. Now, I need to mention, inside the kick, I have mounted in a Kelly shoe is a Heil PR48. I have no hole in the front head, as you will see. I really dig that sound. I set it up just a few inches in front of the kick and put it on the directional setting. Again, the great thing about these mics, they have multiple applications listed, so you're not necessarily stuck with just putting this in front of the kick. For the WA-84s, it was recommended to me that I put these on the hi-hat and snare, but I went first with them as overheads because they just look like overhead mics to me. I did later swap them out and put them on the snare and hi-hat, so you will see in this video that as well. I then used the WA-251 as a room mic. Again, this mic can be used for multiple applications as well. I'm seeing a pattern here with Warm Audio. Not only are they making Supreme mics, but you just get a lot of bang for your buck. These mics go a long way. So as I mentioned before, I had the 84s as overheads, the 251 as a room mic. I later swapped out the 84s, put them on the snare and hi-hat, right? I then took the 251s and used those as overheads, and then put the 47 up there as the room mic. So after setting up all the mics, I began playing, and immediately notice how great these mics are. The first thing I noticed is the 84s really captured my cymbals well. Now, I'm not gonna lie, my overheads that I've been using before, they do the job. But these, every little nuance of my cymbals sounded fantastic. They sound superb. I have a cheap pair of overhead mics. They get the job done, but it's nothing to write home to my mother about. Mom,
Yes.
I just got these cheap overhead mics that...
Got them cheap-ass mics.
Damn, Mom.
Don't call here with that bullshit.
You ain't gotta be so cold-blooded. These mics truly captured how the cymbals sound in person. I've noticed some overheads can sound a bit harsh, but these were crystal clear and warm. And that goes for all the mics. The underlining theme of these mics was clear, transparent, and open, yet focused, and captured what I think how drums and cymbals should sound. But most importantly, and I really want to stress this, guys, after I plugged them in, I didn't have to do anything. Nothing. I plugged them in, started recording, and got fantastic sounds right out of the box. This, I feel, is the most important aspect of these mics, or any mic. The less work you have to put in to getting sounds, the better. How many times you've been in the studio and spent way too much How many times you've been in the studio and spent way too much time getting sounds? Now, I will add, sometimes it's drummer's gear, and let's be real, a lot of guys don't know how to tune their drums, or they bring in some really crappy gear. Or it could be the engineer. But I've been in those sessions where we're spending way too much time getting sounds. The 14s on my floor tom and tom, man, I'm not lying, guys. These things sound fantastic. Very nice, big, robust, open, but yet focused. I mean, they sound fantastic. Now, I switched them out and I put the 84s on the hi-hat and snare, and they were a little too transparent, clear, and open. Before, I was using a Shure 57, the classic, works well every time, right? Depends on the session, obviously, right? Certain songs or certain things I do, you need this type of sound. And then on another session, I have this type of sound, or I need to provide a certain sound for the engineer, producer, and artist. The 84 sounded great in certain circumstances. Sounded perfect for overheads, period, bar none. Whenever I do a review, I like to conclude with this. I don't believe there is a best. I believe what is best for you. The beautiful thing about all this great gear is we have choices. We have so many choices which can be either fantastic or horrible. For the versatility you get with these mics and the price, you'd be a fool not to have these in your arsenal. Any major studio would benefit from having these, which I think is very important. But I'm actually going to emphasize that the average Joe really needs these. And this is why I'm happy to do the review for Warm Audio, because I believe my perspective is just as important. Today, especially today, there are more people recording at home than ever. It used to be only studios could have the budget and the means to make a demo or record whatever song idea you had or a full-length record, right? Today, I can sit here and record tracks, make them sound great, send them off to whoever asked me to do them for them, and they put them on their demo or they put them on their album or EP and get great sounds. This is very important to have great mics, great sounds, and I give great product. So for all you guys out there that record at the house, Warm Audio. So if you like what you're hearing, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And please, write in the comments below what you would like to see me review in the future. I'm Brian Christopher Mendes. This is Mendiesel 101. Peace and chicken grease, motherfuckers.